This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio. PHLV Radio.
Hello, good evening. It's Friday night here in the Pacific. So if you're watching us in the Pacific or in California or this part of the world, it is 9 p.m. on a beautiful Friday. And of course, as you would know by now, I am in Manila temporarily. So magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. Well, actually, it's more tanghali. So I hope, as always, you had a wonderful lunch, breakfast, and get together on a Saturday here in the Philippines. And it's 12 noon, so I wish you had a wonderful lunch with your loved ones, family, significant others, and friends. So today it's going to be interesting and very exciting show for all of us, and I know you will be amazed, enlightened, at the same time feel very proud of our guests for today. And if you're watching us in different parts of the world, depending on your time zone, as well as your location, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. But before I introduce you to our very special guest today, a very young accomplished young man, it is, like what I said, we are live on PHLV Radio Facebook page, as well as live simultaneously airing live on PHLV Radio YouTube channel. And if you're using Alexa Fire TV, if you're using Alexa, that equipment, just say, Alexa, play PHLV Radio. And if you're using Amazon Fire TV, all you have to do is look for PHLV Radio channel. Simultaneously, too, we are live on different podcasts, namely Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. And if you have any questions regarding the shows of PHLV Radio and the station itself, please log on to our website, which is www.phlvradio.com. And as always, people are confused where I am. I'm not based in Vegas. It's this station. Like what I said, I am currently in Manila in my mother's home. That's the background you're seeing right now. Also, if you are not a subscriber yet of PHLV Radio, what are you waiting for? All you have to do is like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss any of our show. Click on that notification bell. That being said, eto na. This is, oh my God, we have so many people already tuning in, and every happy viewing to everybody. But before I introduce you, I think Openg or Romeo Jr. is watching. Hopefully I didn't murder your name. And then of course Katrina Poblete Salom. She is the one responsible for having us guest this young, accomplished young man here today. Katrina is the one who introduced me to this young man, and who is and what he has done so far. And like what I said, after the show, you will be amazed on so young yet so accomplished. And Olan Botial. Olan, if I murder your name, I am so sorry, but welcome. Happy viewing to you. Adele Ordinario is watching from Long Beach, California. Hello, Adele. Oh, and then, oops, wait, I just missed it. Okay, then, let's see. Watching from the Philippines. Olan, we're in the Philippines. I'm in the Manila too as well. So, magandang tanghali sa inyong lahat if you are watching us. Okay, before without much further ado, before I continue asking this guy, let me introduce a very special guest, a very young person, currently based in United Kingdom in UK. And let's introduce our special guest, Romeo, ito na. Romeo, help me. Romeo.
Romeo Ocfemia po. So, OCF.
Okay, and your middle name is Ezekiel.
Yes po.
Okay, so Romeo, how young are you? I know you just turned 21 last year.
Yes po, I am 21 years old. Currently a university student here in Oxford, Brookes, studying law. So that's a little bit about me.
Okay, and he is a law student, and you know why I guessed him. He just won Grand Champion for 2024. We'll talk about that in a minute, but let's talk about first him as with his family and all that. So, how big is the family, Romeo? Kaano kayo? How many siblings do you have?
So ako po yung panganay among 3 siblings. Yung isa po is a medicine student in Spain, and the youngest is an international ice skater but currently studying in Qatar, Bridgeway Academy. So 5 po talaga kami sa pamilya. So hello
And right
po.
now, okay. And right now it's funny because your parents are based in Qatar, in Doha. Your sister also, Denise, is in Qatar. Your younger sister next to you, I think, is Angela or Angel, and she is now in Madrid, University of Saint Louis. Is that right?
Yes, St. Louis University
In
sa
Madrid.
Madrid campus
And then
po.
of course in Oxford. Oh, what an international family talaga. And the one thing that I have to give credit to your parents, you guys are all good looking. Amazing. Tapos
Thank
very
you po.
talented pa. So before we start, teka muna, embarrass natin ang magulang mo. Sabi ni Olan, he's watching from Parañaque City. So, tapos, si Adele said, Hazel Velasco just dropped me off. I'm watching from Long Beach, California. And then happy viewing to Jen Pintor. And then Emmanuel, teka, ang bilis ng daming nanonood sa ating proud na si Emmanuel M. Carlos watching from Pampanga. Tapos, of course, so everybody's so proud of you. Okay, before anything else, let's embarrass your mom and your dad. Let's show the 2 people responsible for the 3 kids. Okay, let's show some pictures of mom and dad, and that is mom Medi and dad Openg.
Yes po.
Yeah, because prior to the show, because Romeo's dad is Junior, and then of course the mom is, and of course we have Romeo as guest. Here they go. I think this was taken. We were talking earlier. This was taken in Palawan recently. And then there's more picture here, and then I know Openg and Medi will be so embarrassed. But go ahead. Let's show some more pictures. Yeah, there you go. They're really so sweet, and they're good looking. No wonder the byproduct is really, really good looking. And then we'll show some pictures too. Yeah, let's show all the pictures. Yeah, look at that. Good looking couple. No wonder you guys are great genes. And they're very, very close. It seems like, because I review all the Facebook of all your family. I kind of stalk everybody, and it's just amazing how you guys are, the togetherness, and you're the only boy in the family. Look at that. Now,
Yes
what
po.
would you say you look like more? Is it more of dad or more of mom?
Actually, I think it's a mix of both. Pero when it comes to personality and pagdating sa overall in general, ang sinasabi nila kapag nag-participate daw ako sa Miss Universe, kay papa ko po makukuha yung talent portion tapos kay mama daw po yung Q&A. So it's always a mix. That's how I put it. Kasi pagdating po sa pagka-witty, pagdating sa personality, I think I get that more from my dad. But when it comes to writing and when it comes to more academics, I think I get that from my mom. So that's an interesting mix.
Yeah, that's an excellent combination, to say the
Yes
least.
po.
Okay, now let me talk. Let's so for our audience who's watching us right now. Ako ito pa, dumami na lalo. Si Denise, I think your sister's watching the international figure skater Denise. I'm gonna embarrass you as well. So sabi niya, go kuya, and then of course. Your dad said, wow, thanks for the compliment. Okay. And then Angel Fernandez watching from the Philippines as well. And happy viewing. And Medi, your mom just tuned in as well. Medi Mendoza Ocfemia. And then Sheila Ann Marie watching from Bulacan. Kudos to you and to your proud parents. Sabi niya, sabi niya, your dad is saying you're more of dad. I love that. Okay. And then happy viewing to my God's classmate back when. Will not mention the year. Teka, ang bilis ng ang daming ano sa iyo ngayon, ang daming tuning in. Oh, si Nars Ruwen is watching from Accor, Qatar, and of course, okay, I just missed some. Oh, teka, I'm missing some of them. So if I missed it, please do comment. Okay, hold on. That's more. Now, since dad is saying that you're more of dad, so let's embarrass him more. Okay, but before we embarrass your dad or Openg, how was your childhood like? Were you raised and born in Qatar, or were you born in Manila?
So I was born in the Philippines, and by the time I was 4, we actually moved to Doha, Qatar. So that's where I stayed for a good 13, 14 years. So my childhood was, a lot of people would assume that just because I was raised in another country na hindi ko alam kung paano mag-Tagalog, I don't know the culture.
Yeah.
Pero there's a really big Filipino community in Qatar. So I think growing up, I never really was unfamiliar with the Filipino culture kasi it's always there. So it's a little Manila per se kapag nandun ka sa Qatar. So I enjoyed my childhood. I was blessed to have so many friends na Pinoy rin. And yeah, I think I had a very interesting childhood.
Well, one of the things that is so fascinating is when I know that you are based in UK, I already practiced my British accent to make sure that we will have a very good conversation. And then when you came in earlier prior to our show, you were talking in Tagalog. It's like, this is amazing, and it just shows. And kudos to your parents. You guys were raised well because the core of your personality, your characteristic, they instill on that. So Openg and Medi, congratulations. You raised a wonderful, responsible, well-accomplished young man. And for you to be able to eloquently speak the language, the Tagalog language, that speaks so much, not only of you, but of course the cause of it all, your mom and dad. Because a lot of times, and I experienced this being in America, a lot of times that people who were born in the Philippines and then they migrated to the US, I don't know whether it was intentional, but a lot of times it seems like they try to forget the humble beginning where they came from, and they are amidst of that beautiful Tagalog language. So, like in your case, so congratulations, your mom and your dad did an excellent job because you speak like a native Filipino, considering you left the country at age 4 and went to Doha, Qatar, and then now you are in UK. But so I am so amazed. So Openg or Romeo Jr., your dad, and Medi, congratulations, and I know this is this is just not him. I think Angel or Angela as well as Denise would be saying the same thing. And hopefully one of these days we'll try to guess also your sister, because there's when I was doing my research, I was blown away. It seems like she's the Michelle Kwan of Doha, Qatar. I mean, she's really good, and she just won first place gold medalist in recently Bangkok skating competition. So congratulations, Denise, and we will show your sister in a bit and your two sisters
Yes
as
po.
well. Good looking family. So good genes to your mom and to your dad. So it's amazing. Teka muna, nawawala ang sound, sabi. Johan, nawawala ba yung sound namin? Parang ganon. Sabi ng your dad, thank you, Josh. No, you're welcome. I thank you because you guys did you did a good job in raising these kids. Adele, I think we don't have a problem with sounds. I think it's on your system. So tell me about your parents. Where were they from? Are they originally from what province are they from? I have an idea, but I just want to hear it from you. What's the province of your dad first?
So si Papa po, he was raised in Bicol. So that's the southern part of Luzon. And then my
Okay.
mom is from Pampanga, the northern part. And when they met, they chose to settle down in Muntinlupa in Alabang. So that's where I was raised for the first
For the
4 years of my
first four
life.
years. Wow, what a combination too. Your dad being from Bicol, and that's the malambing people, and then your mom that's magagandang tao from Pampanga. And then of course I would assume your mom is the one hell of a cook, because
Very
wala
much
pa
so.
akong nakita from Pampanga who cannot cook. They could cook like a storm, and it's just for some reason it's either the air that they breathe, and it's just like they're like culinary expert when it comes to cooking. So is that
Yes
the
po.
same experience with your mom?
Yes po, 100%. I think there's a reason why Pampanga was deemed as the culinary capital of the Philippines. Pagkakain po talaga kami doon, grabe, it's always 100% pagdating sa pagkain. So, I had a really great childhood kapag may bulalo, yung mga tinola, sisig, all of that.
So what about now? You are in UK. Did you inherit the culinary skills of mom? Because living alone in a foreign country, in a foreign land by yourself, or even with friends, but without mom and dad there, that's not a walk in the park. So how is that? How many years have you been staying in UK?
So I started about September of 2021. So I think we're going on about 3 years now.
Right?
And interestingly enough po sa sinabi nyo, it really is a challenge pagdating sa living alone, being an adult for the first time. Kasi nga po, kapag hindi ka magluluto, wala kang kakainin. Kapag
Correct.
hindi ka maglaba, wala kang masusuot. So it's always just a balance of trying to study on top of everything else that you have to do at home. So,
Right.
yun po.
And one of the challenges too when I was in London, the getting all these Filipino ingredients, that was so tough. Because I like the we call it chocolate meat or dinuguan. There's no blood available in London, so you have to make do of whatever is there, and it's just really a challenge. And then of course with the sinigang, it's really very challenging. I think one of the business that should be open is a Filipino or Asian Filipino store in London, so at least everybody would just go that. And luckily for us in the States, there's so many Filipino Asian restaurants, and as well as, but not in London. There's more like Chinese. If you want to go for Asian cuisine, it's more for Chinese. I don't know, maybe next time when I come visit, hopefully sometime this year, I will hook up with you, because maybe you could tell me some of the Filipino restaurants now. I heard there's one or two now in London, but I'm not sure. How far are you from London? Are you from the outskirts?
It's about an hour and a half, 2 hours away. So
Okay.
quite a long way. But when it comes to Asian cuisine, definitely meron na pong nagpa-pop up na Filipino restaurants sa UK. But
Wow.
not so much in Oxford. Parang it's still a struggle to find the ingredients, sabi nyo nga po. pagdating po sa pagkuha ng ingredients, I always get it from Qatar. Pupunta po ako ng Qatar without anything in my luggage. Pagbalik ko po punong-puno. Tapos mga ingredients. So yung mga mix, yung mga
Mga sinigang mix.
po, marami
Mga
po talaga.
door cubes.
And
Okay.
po,
Go ahead.
sige.
Go ahead. Interesting.
Kasi po ang dami kong nami-miss pagdating sa Filipino cooking. Minsan po to the point na magdadala ako pati po isang malaking bote ng Mang Tomas. So it's just a really funny story kasi it just shows the length or how far you'd go para lang makakain ulit ng Filipino food.
Correct. So when do you visit Qatar? Do you go there like every year or whenever the time permits?
Whenever the time permits po, usually because I used to go twice a year but because of the schedule medyo parang nahihirapan na rin po and a few other things. Pero this year we went to the Philippines, which was really good because I haven't been for 5 years. So it was good to see my cousins again, mga tito, mga tita. So it was a good experience.
And you went to El Nido in Palau. Right. And you mentioned you were only there for 5 days. So, or you were here in the Philippines for 5 days. That is short of a time. I mean, you're just being acclimated with the weather and with all the fun things, and you have to go. But definitely, it's worth coming back. I think that's going to be on your bucket list moving forward.
Most definitely po. Pero for now po, I think a few months left into my degree. I just need to focus and then I think I could get myself a vacation as a reward.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, let's there's more people we need to say hello to Catherine. Catherine Cruz. Catherine Cruz is the wife, the former Consul General of Los Angeles. And hi, Catherine. She's watching from Los Angeles, California. Sabi, tapos si Katrina Poblete, the person responsible for introducing you to me, it's sobrang sarap po magluto. I guess sobrang sarap magluto ni Medi. Tapos, let's see. Si Grace Diamante is watching from Muntinlupa. And then, of course, Medi said, your mom said, good cook. Thanks, Romeo Ezekiel Ocfemia. You surely miss my tinola. Ay, nako, sarap. Then, let's see. Tyrone De Villa is watching from Quezon City. Tyrone is also an owner, a proprietor of an aesthetic clinic in Quezon City. And then, of course, Josephine Castillo is watching from Ateneo area, Katipunan. Happy viewing. And she is the branch manager, assistant vice president of DBO, the Banco de Oro. Then Denise, your sister said, miss you, kuya. And then Purita Poblete, the second, watching from Manila as well. And then, daming nanonood. Talaga, you're a popular guy. And no wonder, sabi ni Olan, parang nagutom ako. Okay, now, let's embarrass more your dad. Okay, let's show some pictures of the father who's the 50% responsible for having such a young, good-looking, well-accomplished young man. And then talk to us about your dad. What can you tell us about him? Right there. Freeze that frame up, and let's the globe, the world would see the Romeo Jr. here, or Openg. Tell us about your dad. Time to embarrass him.
Okay, so my dad is actually very, very lively and an enthusiastic person. Very passionate. Lumaki po kami na parang kapag malungkot, we always have this positive mindset or an outlook. Kasi you really can't control the situations around you. It's just the attitude you have towards it. And, never niya kami pinigilan gawin ang mga gusto namin gawin. So, our dreams are always never out of reach. And I think it was because of him and my mom. My dad is currently working in Qatar as an accountant for Qatar Aluminum. So again, kapag namomroblema ka, I could always just call him. He's always been there, and I don't think, mawawala yung suporta na yon. Kaya patuloy lang, sabi niya, wag niyo nang alalahanin yung finances. Kami na bahala dyan. All you really have to do is work hard. And that's what we're trying to do, sa, I think, kaming tatlong magkakapatid. So we'd always just study or, still have that balance. Pero tuloy-tuloy pa rin po.
But the way you describe your father, it's giving me goosebumps because you could tell. And when you said that they said your mom and your dad said, "Don't worry about finances." You are one lucky person because a lot of people normally it's the finances they worry about. But obviously he's such a good provider. So hats off to you. Romeo or Romeo Jr. or Openg. Nako, nakakaano. Now so before we go to your mom, I want you to give a message to your dad.
Hi pa. Hi pa. Thank you for all of your support. I wouldn't get to where I am because if it's not because of you. We miss you and we can't wait to see you soon.
Yeah, and we're showing pictures of you and your dad growing up.
Oh yes, those are really cute photos. So it's always like I've been a mama's boy, and then I've also been like the dad's best friend, and it's a really good what do you call that? It's a really good combination. It's a really close relationship between the family.
Yeah. So your sister Angel or Angela, what's the difference age wise? How far are you from each other? Because you're
A year and a
21,
half.
a year and a half. So you were the apple of everybody's eyes because you're the firstborn and being a guy. You know how it is in the Filipino
Yes.
culture and the Filipino family. It's the firstborn and being a guy as well. So the well all the blessings and were you considered spoiled growing up?
I think not so much kasi he always tries to teach us parang you should be thankful for what you have. So I think I never really felt na parang nagkakulang sa family namin. So I don't know if that would be considered as spoiled pero yeah.
Yeah, pero amazing. Just you telling me and telling the world about your dad is just simply amazing. So congratulations, Openg. Say hello to Kuya G. Glorioso. Kuya G is also a host and a content provider for PHLV Radio. Then of course Ayana, Beatrice Poblete, whom I guested here too, and we'll speak about Ayana as well later when we talk about your collaboration with Ayana. Congratulations, Romeo Ezekiel Ocfemia, sabi niya. Tapos, let's see. Sabi ni Katrina Poblete Salom, no dull moments with Openg, Romeo Jr. Talagang no dull moments. Tapos si Lailani Kasugay said hello. And then Jen Pintor giving you so many hearts and claps and giving you all kisses, which is so sweet. Now, since we kind of embarrassed your mom or your dad, we're gonna embarrass your mom, Medi. Let's show some pictures of Medi. Medi, don't kill me. This is some of pictures are way back in 2011, but your beauty still exudes as of now. There you go. We're showing your mom here. There you go. I think this was 2011. I stalked all your Facebook pages and your pictures. And there's some more. Let's show some more pictures. Yeah, there you go. This is more recent. And then there you go. I think this is it has to be Madrid or somewhere in Europe. Okay, and there's more. There's two more. Yeah. Oh, let's freeze on this one, yo. Okay, now tell us about your mom. How is she as a mom? And is she a good cop? Which one is she? Is she the good cop or bad cop in the family? Is she a disciplinarian? And is she cool? I know she's a good cook. You already said that earlier. So, time to embarrass your mother to the world.
Okay. So si Mama po talaga is more of an emotional someone I lean on to for emotional support. Minsan, even though it's 3 in the morning and it's 7 in the morning in the Philippines, tatawagan ko po yan. Sa kanya po ako magrereklamo na parang ang hirap. But she always just encourages me to go on. Just keep going. She's always been proud of my achievements. Pero she's the one who pushes us as a family. If you wanna be a student athlete, then go for it. If you wanna be an academic, then go for it. She prioritizes education because at the end of the day, yun po talaga yung hindi matatanggal sa pangalan mo. Mangyari na ang lahat. An education is something that will stick with you. So, yun po yung si Mama.
Honest to goodness, everything could be taken away from you. It could be stolen, but once the education is something you will take to your grave. And I think you're doing a fantastic job. And kudos talaga to your parents. I am like a fan of yours now, and I know when I talk to your sister as well as to Denise, I think they will be trumpeting the same thing for your parents. And sabi ng dad mo, oh my God, then he gave a heart. More than ever, I'm proud to be called as father. Wow, grabe talaga. Sabi ni Marcy Tuates Flores, hello Kiel, congratulations for all your achievements, ang galing. And of course, Rosana Miller Barrera, the singing dentist from Laguna, who's based also in Qatar. Sabi niya, giving you hearts and kisses. Okay. Sabi rin ni Kuya G, sabi niya, hi Josh, hi Kuya Josh and Romeo Jr. Romeo Jr. is the father. This one is of course Kiel or Romeo. They're both Romeo, and I guess so yung Romeo or Romeo, is that from the Romeo and Juliet of William Shakespeare? Ano bang history niyan? Kasi but I mean, so hindi ka junior kasi si daddy ang junior, pero ikaw naging Ezekiel. Tell us about your name, because when I was doing my research, sabi ko, teka muna, is your dad gonna be Junjun or June or Junior? But definitely you mentioned it's Openg. So go ahead about your name. Where did the Ezekiel come in? And then paano nabuo ang name mo? Of course, being the firstborn, and you could tell that it's always like, since you cannot be called junior of your dad because he's already a junior, you were not even given the third, but you were named exactly like him except for the middle name. So how did that come about?
So the name Romeo came from my grandfather, si Lolo Romy po. And my dad was Romeo Jr. When I was born, I've always asked the same question sa parents ko, bakit hindi na lang ako the third? Of course, mas ang ganda pakinggan. Pero the name Ezekiel comes from the term parang strength of God.
Mm-hmm.
I was born quite prematurely, and I think it just fit the what do you call that? It just fit the name. But yeah, I think it's been a tradition for 3 generations. If I do want to have kids of my own, they'll also be named Romeo. But I will, for the sake of my dad and for the sake of my grandfather, gusto ko po talaga siyang lagyan ng the fourth. It will break traditions a little bit, but I don't mind breaking it.
Right. Well, you are breaking some grounds now, and then our viewers and our listeners globally, you would know how this guy is breaking barriers. It's just this guy at his young age. It's just will give you goosebumps. I'm reading through his bio and and doing my research about him. He's such a young guy to be so accomplished already, and I could imagine the other things you could do in the future, that because I think you like the challenges, you like to prove things, like when people say it cannot be done, and maybe you're saying why not, because what you have accomplished, and I will be sharing that in a minute when we go to that portion, because I think I will embarrass you. Okay, sabi ni Medi, your mom, sabi ni Ma'am Medi, sabi niya, teary eye here, tears of joy. Ayan na, sabi ko na nga ba eh. Tapos sabi ni Tyrone, just watching from Quezon City, si Tyrone De Villa. Tapos ang ganda ng name mo, Romeo Ezekiel. It reflects your character. Totoo. Which
Thank you po.
Ezekiel is a very biblical and it's the strength of God, which is nice. Sabi ni ano naman, no, nawala. Sabi ni Grace Diamante, all members of the Ocfemia family are very walang nalagay na ano. Sabi ni Connie Ramirez Dolatre, happy for you, Medi. Congrats to your son. Nako, Connie, you would hear more about him and this guy. It's amazing. Okay, and I know the family. And these are the model family, and I'll make sure that not only will guest you here, but I'll tell the other network about you and introduce you. So this will be a good, not template, but more of a good example of the unit of a family, a Filipino family raised in different parts of the world, and with wonderful kids, not only good-looking kids, but accomplished kids. Imagine your sister is an international figure skater, winning awards on her own without your shadow, and you're killing it in the law school society and law school. And then of course your sister Angela too. We'll talk about that in a minute. Teka, ang haba na sinabi ni Grace Diamante. I'll read it. Every member of the family embodies excellence and continually celebrates their accomplishments. No matter how modest or grand, your accomplishment bring immense pride to not only your loved ones but to all also to the entire Filipino community. Thank you for consistently raising the bar and representing the best of us. Well said, Grace. Well said. Nako, talaga, this guy is raising the Filipino flag. Talagang nakaka-amaze. Then, happy viewing to Chloe Marie. Medi is watching as well. Sabi ni Denise, sabi ng sister mo, let's go team Ocfemia. Okay, sabi ni Bernadette Bernales Ramos, congratulations to your achievements, proud teacher. Wow. So Bernadette is your teacher from here in
From
Manila?
Qatar po.
From Qatar. Well, congratulations, teach. Because without your teacher, I always tell them they are the modern day heroes and they need to be acknowledged. Because what you and I and everybody else had accomplished in life or will be accomplishing, not only we owe it to our parents for giving us the core, but it's our second parents, our second home, which is school. And hopefully in time, globally, all the teachers in the world will be highly recognized and well paid. Because I think they need to be paid more than what they are getting right now, because it is not easy to mold minds. It is not. It's not a walk in the park. And you are who you are, not only because of your parents, but because of all these teachers that instill all this discipline and knowledge and just amazing school of thoughts that for us to live with. And congratulations, Bernadette, and that. Okay. So let's have a message, because we gave a message to your dad. Time to make your teary-eyed mom already with the tears of joy. What's your message for Medi?
Hi Ma, I miss you. Thank you so much for being there for the family. I miss your cooking too, as we've mentioned earlier. I hope we made you guys proud. We're going to keep working hard, and yeah, thank you for everything.
Wow, that's so amazing. Now, let's show you two beautiful sisters. Let's start with Angela first. Let's show Angela. Yeah, let's show that. So I'm glad to cover all of them because they are really beautiful, beautiful individual. Yeah, so let's see. I think we're finding that video of Angela. Yo, are you seeing that video? Okay, so while we're looking for that picture of Angel, or you call her Angel or Angela?
Angel po.
Yeah, that's Angel. That's how beautiful. I think she got it from mom. It's a good combination as well. Yeah, so talk to me about Angel. How is she as a sister?
Very, very outgoing. She knows what she wants to do for the future, and it doesn't really matter to her how long it'll take her. So she's very, very persistent. She's very dedicated to wanting to pursue medicine, to become a doctor, and to be able to help people. So, in a sense, I'm really, really proud of her. And we've gotten really close throughout the years. Yeah, I'm really proud of my sister.
Yeah, and she's very pretty. I mean, she good genes. So your message to Angel or to Angela now that she is in Madrid. I love Madrid. I like going to Madrid. I like that city.
Jel, I'm very proud of you. Keep going. It's going to be a long journey. Just keep pushing. Sige lang. And you're gonna reach your dreams of becoming a doctor.
Wow. Now let's go. I think she's your baby sister, right?
Yes
Then
po.
is the international figure skater who recently, like what we mentioned earlier, won first place, the gold medalist from the skating competition in Bangkok. And I know there's a lot of other things that she had won. And one of these days, Denise, I will invite you to guest too, and then put you on the spot too, because there's so much that I'd like to show about you. But this show is all about Romeo. So you will have I'll embarrass you next time I guest you here. So let's show Denise here. Yeah, there you go. And I think this is one of her skating competition. I told you I stalk everybody. And there you go. There you go. That's Denise. Another pretty young lady. So she's the bunso, right, of the
Yes
family.
po. Siya po yung bunso.
Yeah, look at that. How pretty she is. Okay, describe to the world who Denise is to you.
So that's my sister Denise. Siya po talaga yung princess of the family. Bunso namin yan. Napakakulit po nung bata. But right now, she's making her way into the world. She's also leaving a mark. And I am so incredibly proud of her as a brother. She's gone on to do talk shows as well, radio interviews, and she's just being persistent and dedicated to her craft. And that makes me incredibly proud brother.
And your message to her?
Nini, we're so proud to the person uh, you've be- you've become. Keep doing what you're doing. Palagi lang kaming nandyan para sa'yo. And I'm proud of you.
Wow. Now, who are you most close with? Are you closer to Denise or to Jel?
I think it's both po talaga. We have different interests. Pagdating po sa pagkanta, palagi ko pong kaduet yan si Denise. She's a really good singer. And pagdating po sa mga kalokohan, it's always with my other sister, si Angel.
Angel. So you miss them. You miss them being you were there in UK, and then Jel or Angel being in Madrid, and then of course your sister in Qatar, who's being with your parents. So that's gonna be very challenging, not only with your schoolwork but also with your thing. And then we're showing some family picture. Look at that. Your family really. It's like a very happy family. Look at that. And your dad and then your two sisters and your mom, and we're showing some more pictures. These are happy pictures, and at the end of the day you could tell the love that transcends all of you. Look at that. And I know this was taken for sure in Palawan.
Yes po.
And most recently your 5-day vacation in the Philippines, and we have some more good pictures of you. Beautiful family. Sabi ko nga, when I was going through that, artistahin the whole family. And that you have to be thankful to your parents for having good genes.
Yes po, I'm very, very thankful for all of them. And sabi nyo nga po, it is difficult, but I think it's what keeps us going, because at the end of the day, it's always that you're looking forward to seeing them in a couple of months, in a couple of weeks. So konti na lang, and then eventually magsasama kami, and it's just the problems go away. So that's how close we are as a family.
Grabe. So okay, before I go on, Sunny Francisco's watching. Hello. Si Naku, teka. Anrin Tiamsin.
Uh,
Congratulations,
si
Team
Ma'am Mirna
Romeo
po.
J. Sino to?
Si
Sorry?
Ma'am Mirna po, advisor ko nung grade 10.
Wow. Hi, Ma'am Mirna. Happy viewing. You again. Kudos to you as well for advising him or being such a good influence to this young man's life. And of course, you're getting more. And Denise, your sister said, "I love you, Kuya. We give you so many hearts." And then Alexander Francisco is watching also from Quezon City. Hello. And then people are watching also from Poland. The Marcos is watching, not the Ferdinand Marcos, but I like to embarrass this Marcos person. So Sherwin is watching as well on my other line. So happy viewing to everybody. I am so happy that you are here to hear more stories and more cuento about this young 21 or going to 22-year-old well accomplished law student. Now, eto na. Among the many law schools that are available for the taking, what made you choose to go to London, to Oxford, Brookes, University or college?
I first heard about it when I was in grade 11 po, or grade 10. It was from a friend who was taking her ACCA. So that's more of like a qualification. So that was when I first heard of Brookes. Um, I heard more about them and I researched into their law school when it was 2020, sometime around during the pandemic. Um, it was very unfortunate na hindi ko po nakita yung school in person. Pero I was pleasantly surprised with the campus, with what they have to offer, especially pagdating po sa pag-train ng mga students nila when it comes to competitions, advocacy-wise. So client interviewing, negotiating, and mooting per se.
Right. So, how many years is that? Because here in the U.S., if you have a college degree, you could do now because of the pandemic, you could get a JD, a Juris Doctor of Juris or Juris Doctor, in 2 years, and it could be online. Then also there's a 4-year stint that the full-time student would do. Like in your course though, how does it work? How many years do you from college, and what was your major in college?
Oh, interestingly enough po, hindi ako undergraduate
Mhm.
pagdating sa law. So, a law degree in the UK, pwede mong makuha as an undergraduate degree. So that's what I did. So instead of going to the Philippines or to the US where I had to do a 4-year undergraduate course, diretso na po akong law. So my very first year of university was in law. And I graduate with a law degree in 2024 September. So this year na rin po yun.
Wow, that was fast.
It was really quick.
So now the one in September, you'll is this like a lawyer, like just like anyone else? But can you practice? Well, of course, you could just practice in England, right? Because
Yes.
that's what. And if you want to practice in Qatar, you have to take the bar exam, whatever that particular country. Just like Filipino lawyers who graduated from different universities in the Philippines, if they migrated to the United States, they need to pass the bar. So is that similar to in your case?
Yes po, very similar. So after you graduate your law degree, you can always choose a specialist path. So that's either a barrister or someone who works in the courts, someone who argues in front of a judge, or someone we call a solicitor. So yun po yung mga nagtatrabaho sa office. A lot of client interviewing involved, a lot of legal precedents na parang nagko-compile. So there's a lot of work that goes into after you've graduated with a degree, and I think it's a very challenging career, but a very rewarding one.
I could imagine. But that now it explains. So, is it part of your long-term plan to go back to Qatar and practice law, or to stay in UK?
If we're thinking 5 to 10 years, maybe I want or I would like to stay in the UK, but 30 years into the future, I have other plans. But again, I would want to live day by day and see how it goes, see where the opportunities take me. And yun lang po, parang hindi nyo po talaga alam kung ano mangyayari in the long run. And you just have to go along with it. The opportunities, akala mo yun lang lahat, pero marami pa pala.
Yeah, yeah, and just I always tell people, let go, let God. That's how
Yes
things
po.
are done. Sabi ni Nancy Quisia Young, so proud of you, Kiel, and giving you several hearts. And then Annalie Tapan, watching from Naga City, proud of you, Ocfemia family. Ay, nako, kahit ako very proud din. Kahit ngayon pala kami nagka-meet. Si Olan sabi niya, wow, ang galing. Because you just mentioned from undergrad, diretso ka agad sa law school. So do you think that's, aside from being challenging, that's kind of difficult? Because a lot of, like, this is my first time to hear that from you didn't get the undergrad that normal people would do, but you went straight to law school. Is that more challenging, you think?
Pagdating po sa mga courseworks, pagdating sa subjects itself, I think it's very much saturated. So lahat po ng mga courses na ite-take mo, it's all law-based. So you'll be thrown into the deep end, and yes, it'll be challenging, but I think taking the advice of your lecturers, taking whatever it is they're going to say and putting that onto paper, you learn quite quickly that it has a really basic, not basic, but it has a form of structure that you can follow. And if you do follow that, it'll be quite a relatively easy journey pagdating sa law school.
Well, now that we could start talking about your accomplishments, and I'm so proud to discuss that with our audience. Firstly, congratulations, you are the president of the Oxford Law Society. Talk to us about that. So, is this the first time you're being president? Being a president, just like anything else in any organization, it's not a walk in the park. That's why people are being said, much is given, much is required. And how do you balance that with your study, and then of course being president? It's not like you're just a member, but you have to do all the planning, all that. So walk us through that process, so our audience, who are already inspired more than you would ever know, would be motivated to, if not even duplicate or emulate your accomplishments so far. So how did that presidency came about, and then, what exactly do you do as president?
So the Oxford Brookes Law Society, I'll just give a bit of a background. It's our largest academic society sa Brookes. We have 127 members and 600 alumni network. I think I planned becoming the president a few months in advance, because you need to have what we call a manifesto, or what are your plans and how are you going to execute it. And I made it quite clear as to how I wanted this year to plan out. I wanted to have something with the UK Supreme Court. I wanted an event with one of the four Inns of Courts, or yung parang organization that can call you to the bar. I wanted a few law firms to sponsor us. I wanted workshops, and that's what I put in. And I think it's that appealed to the members. It was an election, and when I did get the presidency, I knew the plan of action. I knew the course of action. So I reached out to all of our sponsors. Sinabi ko na po na, listen, I'm the president. Here's what we're planning to do with the UK Supreme Court. Would you be able to help us? And I think an important aspect when it comes to balancing work and having a social life is to recognize that you're not the only person who's in that committee. So my main task was delegating and making sure that whatever I delegate gets finished on in a deadline and a timeline, and also being a friendly face, kasi at the end of the day you need someone to approach kapag namamroblema ka. If you want opportunities, academic or social, we're always out there. So that's a little bit about the Law Society.
And that is already a handful on itself. So I hope that one of these days our politician in the Philippines would hear how you balance things out, and the honest, true goodness desire for you to succeed with the society as president. More people are making comments. Sabi ni Adele Ordinario from Long Beach said, smart young man, Kel. And then Luz Paminda Marasigan is watching from Cavite, Philippines. Hello po, Kuya Josh. Musta na po? Luz Paminda, I will see you soon. Hazel, si Hazel Bay Santos Lontok is watching from Houston, Texas. Grabe! I'm so glad you guys are tuning in. Hazel, right now it's over midnight, almost midnight in the US, where he is. Matt Ryan says, Mabuhay Romeo from Brookes University student. From A, Brookes University student. And we're giving 100%. Then Rosemary Eluzar said, giving you clap too. And then more people. Si Kwasi JD Lance Hans. Kaka-proud ka po, Kuya. Proud Mom Jen here. Hi, Jen. Happy viewing to you. If you are proud, we are prouder because, ay nako, for such a young kid, 21 years old. Ay, grabe. Okay, now, eto na. We talk about you being president. Nako, this is the one of the things that most impressed me is winning. You are being the grand champion for 2024. Talk about that, because that's not an easy competition. I read about it. It's a whole day, 2-day competition.
A whole day competition, a 9-hour competition.
It's like a round robin, and then it's so funny. There's like you have a partner, and then you emerge as the grand champion. Goosebumps, and talaga ang galing-galing mo. So walk us through that. Paano nag-start at and I will show you video in a minute. But paano nag-start yon, and how was the process like? And I want you to relieve that day from the competition, the difficulty you went through, the challenges, as well as the insecurities that maybe you had, or the mind process, the thought process that went to it, because that is a competition. It's so nerve-wracking, and because it's MOOT, you guys, it's mooting. It's a mooting competition. A lot of times, if you are a law student, you would understand. This is like the debate, yan, with the topic and all that. So walk us through the process.
Okay. So a little bit of a background pagdating sa mooting. So it's a debate style competition. You're assigned the client, you're assigned the case, kung ano nangyari, and then you have to do your own research. And most recently, the National Speed Moot is the biggest single day competition pagdating sa UK. 128 participants from around UK and Welsh universities participate. So marami po talagang nagta-travel. And the interesting thing about this competition is they give you the brief the night before. So bibigyan ka po ng client, you need to prepare for both the appellant and the respondent. So sino yung mag-aaway-away, kailangan may arguments ka for both. So it's a really big surprise because you don't know who your client is going to be until the day. And the day of the competition, nakikita ko na po, kami po yung nasa pinakalikod at saka pinakasulok, me and a fellow friend of mine. Binigay po yung brief the night before, but we traveled 5 hours to go to Manchester dun po sa tita ko. Ayan, yan, yung picture po na yan, lahat po yan ng mga contestants. So you could just imagine the degree of nervousness that, we all had. Kulang na kulang po yung mga tulog namin, pero at the end of the day, siguro po lahat kami dyan kulang na tulog. It was really nerve-wracking kasi ang sabi ko po, we traveled 7 hours to do this single day competition. Might as well reach the round 3. So when the competition started, meron po silang binibigay na slip, and they write both of your names down, and then they give the slip to the winner. Very first round, I was up against someone from 6 hours away rin. So you know he was dedicated to the competition. And when I I won that round, sabi ko, okay, good. Maybe next round, kaya ko pa. And then I got the slip. And then, sige, third round, kaya ko pa. Until to the point na hindi ko na-realize na top 16 or top 8 na po pala. And I said, I might as well just give it my best go. 9 hours later, siguro po, pagod na kaming lahat. Nakamit ko po yung the person I traveled with, the person I studied with, siya po yung nakalaban ko sa finals. So I was really happy with that. So the nerves were down. I just wanted to give it my best. Alam kong mahirap because sa finals, we had 13 judges sa panel. And they all ranged from barristers, solicitors, at saka yung mga deputy judges. Sabi ko, sige lang, kaya ko naman. Bakit hindi ako? Of all the people, why not me? So I gave it my best, not knowing what the result is gonna be. But then they announced the winner's name, and I was really pleasantly surprised. Not to underplay the competition, but I didn't know it would be such a big deal outside of my family. So yes, I do want to raise the Filipino flag. I think that's always been my advocacy ever since starting law, na parang I need to get more Filipinos dito sa bar because we have a big community here in the UK, pero a lot of them are in the field of medicine. So marami tayong mga nurses dito, the NHS. So sabi ko, if Filipinos can succeed here in the medical field, why not in the field of law? So that's always been what I tried to do.
Yeah, but the competition itself, hold on, okay? More people, sabi ni Matt, sabi ni, si Iris Kermith. Proud of you, Romeo Ezekiel Ocfemia. And then, of course, giving you proud. Denise says, champion! And then Camps Art. Congratulations, Team Ocfemia. And then, of course, congrats, Champ Esek. And then si Jeneline Vergara Colles, go Kiel, congratulations. Si Zenny Mendoza, extremely proud of you, Kiel. Indeed, a brilliant young man, and I agree. And then si Ernst is watching us from the Philippines as well. Si Katrina Cruz, wow, your parents must be very, very proud of you, sabi ni Catherine Cruz, the wife of the former Consul General. Nakaka-proud ka talaga kasi like what you said when you said that you travel and all that, and then imagine the parang, well, not to discredit or anything, parang competition tagad, like 2 months standing and you emerge the winner at tapos ang nakalaban mo pa yung partner mo, di ba? So and when I went to that, parang ikaw lang yung Pinoy, ikaw lang yata yung Pinoy doon sa competition, di ba? Parang imagine talagang. So were you insecure at all? Parang looking at that, they're all British and then here you are, the Asian looking guy, and then of course being Filipino. So what was there any part of that competition that you have some insecurities or you kind of doubted yourself?
I think there was doubt in general, but I think there was a point where I underestimated my skills because I know how to do this. I've been doing this since the start of my first year. It was just about the numbers. It was 128 and then we still had 64. But then as time progressed, the more I was doing well, the more I was being challenged. I think, sige, why not? But there were doubts, most definitely. Pero I didn't let my doubts interfere with what I know I can do. But yes, so may kaba, and there was a bit of doubt. Pero kailangan lang kumalma because you don't really do well under pressure.
Yeah, but imagine 128. In normal competition, mga beauty contest, the most is like the Catriona days in 2018 when she competed with 94 delegates. You're 128. I think dito beauty contest, it's not the physicality, but it's your brain. So I could imagine talagang tuwang-tuwa ang mga tao, not only our culture, our country, but definitely siyempre nakaka-proud kasi mo from that, tapos with the challenges that you guys went through, and then emerging the winner, the champion with all. Parang 'di ba? Ang galing. I could imagine. And sadly, your parents were not even there. 'Di ba? Wala sila doon, parang you're on your own with your partner. So let me show first that video on when they announced, because I want the world to see your reaction when they announced, like, ladies and gentlemen, the winner for this competition is Romeo. Here we go.
Thank you.
I'm pleased to announce it tonight.
Di ba ang cute? Pagkasabi na, ladies and gentlemen, the winner for this competition, the champion, the grand champion is Romeo. And then you said, you were shocked. And then you give us a big sigh. Is that a sigh of like, huh?
It was definitely a sigh of relief kasi po, I think the competition started at like 9 in the morning and we've been traveling an hour. So our day started much earlier than it was. It started at 7 in the morning and the competition finished at 6 in the evening. So really long hours. And we were both tired. We were both, let's just get through this. It's just a matter of endurance. And at that point, I was really, really exhausted. And we were just thinking, what's next? Because we had to drive back to Oxford the same night. So 5 hours of travel. We were just, at least this is done. At
A
least.
sigh of relief, basically. But you got to remember, that is survival of the fittest, and you're the fittest of them all. And I am so proud. Now, we saw your reaction. Now, we're going to embarrass your parents on their reaction when you call them and announce to them that you are the grand champion. Let's play that video.
Yes. Kel, Papa is here.
So you know what? That reaction is so raw. I mean, that is so precious, and the world should see that. It is beaming with pride, and your dad's reaction and your mom, because I think you called them from your car. So
Yes.
tell us what happened to that. So did you call on your way from Manchester back?
Yes, it was just about as we were leaving the car park. My friend who I was with in the finals was calling his parents and I was calling mine from within the car. At that point, hindi talaga sila sumasagot ng phone. Sabi ko, can you pick up? I have really, really, really good news. So I was always trying to like calm down. But when they picked up the phone, I just shouted na parang 128 people and I was the one. I was just shouting with them. I was celebrating with them. And even though it was through a phone call, parang it's still something I was really proud to share pagdating sa social medias.
And honestly, your parents cannot be more proud of what you have done, because not only you honor your namesake, you honor your family, but you honor the country. And that's congratulations. Sabi ng mga tao, sabi ni Marcy Tuates Flores, sabi niya, champion, kaka-proud ka, Kiel, grabe ka. Then si Medi Mendoza, your mom said, giving you hearts. Natatawa siya sa video dahil yung reaction ng dad mo. I mean, what a reaction. Talagang, I think it's a sight of being proud and at the same time being so overwhelmed with happiness. And then si Lorena Villanueva says, congratulations, Romeo. Happy for your achievements, sabi ni Romeo. Sabi ng dad mo. So raw, so authentic and most important, proudest moment. Romeo or Openg, I think you are in the verge of more raw emotions that this guy, your son, your firstborn, is gonna give honor to your family. Parang Mulan, giving honor to the family. Imagine beating all these 128, 127 candidates from all over, and they are all UK people and Wales people, and being an Asian and Filipino at that, kung hindi pa naman magiging proudest moment yon, I don't know what is. Talagang nakaka-proud ka, and congratulations. Talagang, so, and one of the things too, I know you did a back-to-back. So talk to us about that back-to-back award that you received.
Okay, so it's a mooting competition called Richard Ramsey Mooting Competition. It's our biggest inter-university moot. Again, very same format, but this time it was done through a pair. I was set up with a really good friend of mine, and we've already done this the years prior. Again, it was really tough competition because in my most recent one, my really good friend James, who I saw at the finals dun po sa nationals, sila po yung nakalaban ko. So it was a nerve-wracking experience for one, kasi we were the champions the year before. So there's this expectations. Pero again po, may tiwala naman po ako sa partner ko. Her name is Catherine. And we just did what we know we do best. And yun nga po, it was the second time that's ever happened sa university. And I was really proud of that achievement as well.
But definitely, let's show the trophies that you got, the back-to-back trophy, and of course the national speed mooting competition. Ayan, well, that's the one. Can we show that again? Ayan, those are the trophies that you got. It's amazing. So where are these trophies? Are they back in Doha, or are you have that in your place in the UK?
So there are different trophies po. Yung nationals, they're having my name engraved.
Yeah.
Tapos ipapadala po dito. It's the glass trophy.
Right.
Tapos yung actual parang cup po, they would have my name engraved. And then parang every year merong bagong winner.
It's passed on. Okay.
So it passes on. Tapos po yung sa Richard Ramsey Moot, yun po, ine-engrave rin po yung pangalan. So it will stay at the university. Makikita po yung pangalan ng winners.
Imagine that, Romeo. You are part of history now of not only of that competition, but of the world. Because once your name is engraved, sabi nga, it's your enshrined in history. Imagine your grandkids, your kids' son, daughters would see that. Nako, si grandpa. And I could imagine the feeling of being so proud. Kasi, our parents, kasi it's, sabi nga nila, ugat ka na eh. You are the living proof that they were here in this earth. And to give such honor, not only to yourself, but to the clan, and then of course carrying the Filipino flag, because of course it's well known, hindi mo naman dinideny, and so proud of that. Imagine the way that you speak the language fluently. It just shows the wonderful things that your parents still in you. So talagang Openg and Medi, congratulations. Talagang I could imagine yung achievement ng family mo, yung family ninyo. It's just from Kiel to Angie to Angel, and then of course to Denise. Kanya-kanya sila ng field. At nakaka-proud. Okay, teka, maraming mga nagko-comment. Sabi ng sister mo, the youngest, the princess, sabi niya, Denise, sabi niya, so proud. And then si Katrina Poblete sa loob giving you so many claps. Tapos si Liamedo, Pepito. Limedo Pepito said, "Congratulations again, Kel. Galing-galing mong bata ka. So proud of you. Congratulations, proudest parents. Totoo yan, kay Openg at kay Medi." Sabi ni Jeneline Vergara Coles, "Proud sa iyo mga taga Divisoria, Mexico, Pampanga. Congrats talaga, Kiel, at sa family mo. Grabe ka, talagang galing-galing mo." Talagang galing-galing siya talaga. Si Ethel M. Torno, solid. Ethel M. Torno says, "Congratulations, Romeo Ezekiel Ocfemia." Sabi naman ni Benz Mendoza Gomez, "Congratulations, give you claps and all the accolades." Okay, there's more. Para hindi natin ma-miss. And more people are watching. Sabi ni Rosana Miller Barredo, "Highly salute." Sabi niya, talagang nakaka-impress talaga ikaw. Now, you did the academics world and I know you're gonna be the defending champion. Is that something that you need to defend in the future?
Actually, I think you can only win the competition once. So I think next year they're inviting me to be a judge, or I have to apply to be a judge for that same competition.
For the national speed mooting competition, you could only win it once. Well, tama naman. Give chance to others. What about the back-to-back that you won? That you could join again, right? Because you're the dependent last year, so this year you won again. So are you up to defending it next year?
I think dahil po open lang siya sa current university students, I wouldn't be able to defend it, unfortunately. Pero sayang. Kasi po the Richard Ramsey Moot is open to the undergraduates.
Yeah, by that time graduate ka na.
By that time po graduate na po. Sana graduate na.
But imagine that it will be a record that would be difficult to repeat, a back-to-back. It doesn't happen all the time. It's one in parang Haley's comment yan. Once in a million years, because hopefully it happens again to other people. But I am so more than proud of you kasi talagang hindi nangyayari yan. Even sa mga beauty contest, Miss Universe, it only happened once with Miss Venezuela happening it once. Hindi na-repeat yan. Imagine, this is not a physical contest, more of a mental, and that's even harder. And for our audience to understand that, imagine mo, yung competition talaga, nerve-wracking kasi brain power. And yan nga, sabi nga, nakikita ang galing ng Pinoy. Ang galing talaga. We are so proud of, and that's why you should not be kept a secret. I'll make sure people would know about you, not only from my show, but definitely I will tell my friends in different networks to guest you, because it's important they hear your story. It's important to know who you are as a person, and it's important to know that we have a Filipino doing so well in foreign countries and proving once and for all, iba ang Pinoy.
Opo, I think in my experience, in my 3 years studying law, I have not once met a Filipino barrister. So yun po yung nakikipag-away sa court, which makes me wonder, ang galing-galing naman natin, bakit naman hindi? So there probably is already a Filipino practicing, but if not, why not be the first? Kasi what I've learned is a role model really is crucial, especially pagdating sa field ng career. It's a physical manifestation of what you could potentially become. So it's someone you could aspire to be. So I think it's always important to advocate for Filipino representation. May it be in the field of law, may it be in pageantry, sabi nyo nga po, may it be in other competitions out there. Napaka-supportive rin po kasi ng mga ng Filipino community. They've always cheered, Filipino representation. And yes, I think it really is important na hindi natin ikinahihiya, hindi po natin ikinakaila yung kung saan tayo nanggaling, because it gets us to where we want to be.
And that is exactly what the national hero Jose Rizal said. Ang hindi lumingon sa pinanggalingan, hindi makakapunta sa paroroonan. And you're proving that. And for such a young man, I could imagine the other accomplishment, the barriers that you're gonna break, the records that you're gonna break. So I'm in awe. I really, I am talagang, I am lost of a word to say how wonderful, and I could imagine how wonderful the feelings that your mom, Medi, and your dad, Openg, is feeling right now, being, you are their product. You are their son, the firstborn, and with that ideology, with that behavior, and with that mental state of, and even the way your demeanor towards what you have accomplished so far and what you will accomplish would be so amazing. And part of that representation is good, because right now that's what is most needed. And I'm glad that you mentioned that, because it is like, I call it the Filipino invasion now, because like not only like I live in Los Angeles, so there's already a move of Filipino getting into the movies, with Liza being there, Liza Soberano, and then some movies in the Oscars they're winning, in Tony's and different. Lea Salonga gave us that name and put us in the map on the theater scene. So, and then I am excited that you are putting us on the legal scene, which is so, and like you said, there might be a barrister, but not in your capacity, winning all this competition on the academic side or the academic side, and you could just still progress because of your so young, and hopefully you could continue giving achievements and pride not only to your family but also to the country as a whole. Now, talk about representation. One of the things that is most impressive too is, aside from the competition that you joined, being the president of this Brookes Law Society, or Oxford Brookes Society, you still managed to be part of a theater group that you formed together with some friends, with your sister, and you call it the AKA Theater Group, okay, or theater company. A stands for Ayana, K for Kiel, and A for Angela. So, and I know you had your first major project, and that's The Flood. And then talk about your participation. How do you put that? Now you need to teach most of us time management. How do you juggle all this? Do you even sleep?
Okay, so when it comes to The Flood, our business partner, si Ate Ayana po, she's really, again, breaking barriers rin po pagdating sa Filipino community, and I trust that na ang galing po ng pagkagawa. She handles everything that's creative, and all I really did was to create the employment contracts, a little bit of revision, a little bit of what do you call that, negotiations with a few employers. And aside from that po, it's mostly her that's doing the work. And from what I've heard, it's going really, really well. So I'm really excited for what's to come when it comes to that business.
And I'm excited for you guys to be representing the Filipino community at that, in UK at that too. So that's so amazing, and to have such a project. And of course, I kind of expected that you'll be on the legal side because that's your expertise, and the negotiation side. But before we continue, si Ethel M. Torno said, congratulations Romeo Ezekiel. And then si Rosana Millar Barrera, of course, si Mother Rosana, highly salute. And then Joman Guinto, congrats. And then sabi niya, sino, please visit us here in Doha. Sino yon? For me ba yan, Rosana? Si Beatrice Mendoza Carlos, congrats, proud tita here, your Qatar family. Mendoza clan is so proud. Mendoza, because of your mom, Medi Mendoza. Congratulations. Okay, I keep saying Ocfemia only, but also the Mendoza. Kasi of course, without the Mendoza, Ocfemia cannot do it alone. Right? So Beatrice, congratulations. I understand you are so proud, tita. And then si Purita D. Poblete II, congratulations and God bless. Denise, okay, your sister, giving you so many hands. Wow, kuya! Thank you also. Sabi ni Rosana, Kuya Josh Andowitt, sobrang po, thank you sa sobrang support. Of course, anytime. Then, thank you so much, Kuya Josh Andowitt, for giving Kiel and other young talents the platform to the world. Hi, anytime, Kel. That goes the invitation. Anybody that you think should be guest or be invited to guest on our show that they could inspire, and because that's how this show was created, is to inspire and motivate people, and to introduce world-class talent, whether it's a business, whether it's showbiz people, personality artists in yourself, that gives pride to the country and constantly raising the flag, because I believe that we are a culture of world-class talent that just need to be discovered or reintroduced to the world. And I think we will fly and we will soar higher than we could ever imagine. Tapos, sabi ni Rosana, yes, wow, grabing na talaga. Ang babata pa, naggagaling ng mga batang ito. Well, they are the hope of the future. They are. Sabi nga, ang kabataan, ang pag-asa ng bayan, and hopefully they continue. These are the new breed. Si Ayana, si Denise, si Angela at si Kiel. These are the new breed of the Filipino kids or Filipino young kids that should really replace the leaders, and they will be the leaders of the future. Teka, meron pa. Ang dami nagko-comment sa You Are Well Loved. Sabi niya, next please, Miss Denise Ocfemia, for sure. Schedule natin yan. Si Denise. Tapos si Zenny Mendoza, sabi niya ang dami. Okay, let's see. Anyway, one of the things too that is most impressive that we need to talk about, one of the things that I read in your bio, what if your goal, and this I want to pick on you in a positive way, your goal is to be the next Philippine president in the future. So talk to us. Is that something that you just put on your bio, on your Facebook, or this is like a long-term plan?
Yes, most definitely po. It is a very, very long-term plan. For now, I think what I would like is to build myself a portfolio. Kasi at the end of the day, kapag meron pong Pilipinong presidente, ayaw niyo po ng basta-basta lang. I want to be someone people can rely on, tangible experience, work experience, especially what I know from the legal side here in the UK, I could bring to the Philippines. Kasi po, as much as Philippines is a beautiful country, ang dami pa pong kulang. For now, I'll give an example. Yung sinabi niyo po, mga teachers are very much hardworking, pero pagdating po sa Department of Education, napaka-abusado po ng mga teachers. Secondly, anti-discriminatory laws, parang madami pa rin pong pagkukulang. And also, when it comes to adapting or regulating new technologies, sabihin na po natin yung AI, how is that going to affect our education para sa mga kabataan? Are we going to ban it completely? Are we gonna embrace it? Parang the way the internet works. And napaka-limited lang po ng mga laws at saka ng mga acts ng Philippines, and it could really have a lot to improve on, if I do say so myself. So again, I'm still working on myself as to what I want for the Philippines, economic stability. But for now, I think I'm just going to build myself up.
Well, speaking like a president, amazing. I mean, I can't wait. You have 29 more years. You're 21, you need to be 40. According to the 1987 Philippine Constitution, Philippine president needs to be 40 years old and above.
Yes.
So you're 21 years old, 40 minus 21, do the math. Yeah, so you're getting there, right? And then also, hey, before presidency, you could run for Philippine Senate. Senate's only 35 years old, to my understanding. So it's not bad. But I agree with you. Keep improving yourself more. I know you're gonna accomplish more, but I cannot wait. I'm doing the math. I think I'll still be alive when you become president. I can't wait. Honestly, that would be so swell. that I got to know you when you were just planning and hoping to be president one day. And they said dreams do come true. And I think you have the right heart, you have the right intention, and you have the right ideologies and ideas. Imagine for such a young professional, you already have this in your mind and you're very analytic. And imagine what you could bring to the table when you do become either senator and ultimately become president. I hope corruption will not be part of your vocabulary ever,
Definitely not.
because that would be so disheartening. Because I think you're not you're not innocent when it comes to that idea of what's going on. What really ruins a country is the corruption that we have in government. And hopefully, by the time you run, whether the Senate or especially ultimately the presidency, that concept will be either out of the vocabulary or has been contained. But I'm wishing you all the best. I'm wishing you all. I'll be praying for you, because I'm very hopeful of what you could accomplish, not only for yourself, for your family, but definitely for the country. And so you're an amazing, amazing person. And I'm glad that Katrina Poblete Salom introduced me to you. I am so happy that you're spending time. We're not done yet. We're just barely, we're almost there, but I have some other things we talk about already. Your humble beginning, your mom, your dad, your two sisters. We talk about the competition, your plans. Now we're more, eto na, ang daming personal text here. Romeo, is there a Juliet in your life now?
Wala po. There's none. I think I'm just focusing on myself. Sabi nga po nila, on top of everything that I'm doing, yun nga sinasabi ko po sa mga kaibigan ko na hindi ko nga maalagaan ng sarili ko. How would I take care for someone else? But for now, wala pa po. I think that's the best.
Well, my advice to you as an older person to a younger, you're doing the right thing. Concentrate first on yourself. Accomplish as much as you can. Hone all your talents and understand and discover all the other things. And one of these days, your next, pag nag-part 2 tayo, I would like to explore your singing talents, because little do you guys know, this guy could sing. He has a good voice. I don't want, because I want to concentrate on your accomplishments so far, but definitely one of these days I'll invite you to do a part 2 and we'll concentrate naman on your other talent as far as singing is concerned. You have a good voice, and I wish I could show that, but I don't want to take the thunder out of what we want to talk about, of all your accomplishments. Okay, that being said, now, ito yung mga questions sa'yo, and people wants to know, our netizens want to know, our audience wants to know, what makes you cry? Ano nagpapaiyak sa'yo?
I don't really cry pagdating sa, siguro po really good movies or just being homesick. So very two separate things. Yeah, just homesickness in general, because beyond the luxury of being able to study abroad, you get to miss the feeling of home. And it happens more so often than one thinks. Akala ko isa lang tapos na, pero 3 years later there will still be times na I miss my mom's cooking, or I miss having not to fold laundry, or just not having to think about what I have to eat every day. I think that's what makes me cry.
And I think your mom will be crying too as well, hearing that you miss her cooking. Oh, and I stand corrected. You have 19 more years to become Philippine president, or to run for Philippine president, not 29 years. 19. Thank you, Adele, for correcting that. And then sabi ni Naomi for Maran, we are truly proud of you, Romeo Ezekiel Ocfemia. Galing ng genes ng tatay at nanay mo. Si Katrina Poblete sabi niya, dreams do come true. Aim for that, Romeo. And then Elena Lapid Salonga is watching. Elena Lapid Salonga is the owner of Salonga Foods, yung chicharon. Pag malutong, lapids yan. Di ba? Sabi nga nila. And she is here also in the Philippines on her vacation and some business. Elena handles the Lapid Foods in America, the international arm, and they're doing so well. So, hi Elena, you need to hear this interview with this young man. I could really hear and feel that this in his future is going to be the next Philippine president, of course in the future, but in 19 years from today. Tapos, okay, we know already what makes you cry is your mom home cooking, and of course, aside from that, definitely being homesick. And I feel you, ang hirap talaga mag-wash ng mga clothes, magluto. I feel ko rin yan. I know the sentiments. Now, what makes you happy?
Wow. Just being around really good people, being with my friends dito, getting to learn new things, and I've grown quite accustomed to it. Just telling my family back home good news sometimes. So it makes me really happy. Sometimes napapasigaw, katulad nga po ng video kanina. But yeah, I think that's what makes me happy. Just giving my family good news from time to time and being around really good people here in the UK.
Okay, we talk about the good things about you, and then I have someone who texted me. This guy seems almost perfect. Wala ba siyang weakness? Wala ba siyang maybe 3 things that we don't know about you na you are able to share with our audience? Kasi you seem very perfect na daw. Sabi ko, wala namang perfect. I was texting while you were talking. Wala namang perfect, but I'd like to hear it from you. Ano ba yung hindi namin alam? Wag naman yung super deep secret na secret nga that you're able to share. Ano ba yung something na 3 bagay na hindi namin alam about you na ikaw lang ang pwedeng i-share sa amin?
I guess kapag lalabas po ako, I need to plan it 3 weeks ahead. So napaka-busy po ng calendar ko. I'm also into coffee a lot. I think that makes sense. It keeps me awake. And also, what else do not a lot of people know about me? I don't know. I think I'm such an open book that people know a lot about me before I know about them myself. So, yeah, I don't want to keep a secret. I don't want to be, very secretive. And yun lang po, I love coffee. I have a very busy schedule, and wow, that's a really good question. I love the beach.
Huh? You like the beach. Okay, you mentioned, so you had the best time in Palawan then.
Mm-hmm. I think traveling is one of the things I really do enjoy.
Yeah.
And a good thing about being in the UK or being in Europe in general, it's so accessible. For I think $7 or $8, I can have a one-way ticket from London to Italy. So that's a really good thing.
Right? Because that's why I enjoy going to Europe all the time, because you could take the train, and it's really very convenient, and there's so much to see. There's so much history that you could just pass on, and it's just amazing, and enjoy your youth. Now you mentioned that your calendar is pretty full. When do you put in some relaxation there? Because you're too busy for such a young man.
I always try to put my Sundays off na parang para sa sarili ko, my very own self-care day. So doon po ako maglalaba, doon po ako mag-meal prep, doon po ako matutulog ng pagkatagal-tagal. And I think it's just a really good way to end the week so that a new week could begin.
Oh, good. At least you need. My advice to you again also is to have balance. It's one thing that you are accomplishing and breaking all these barriers, and you're practically accomplishing so much. But have some time to enjoy also, and I'm glad that you're doing that at least once a week. Okay. Now, what would your advice to some people who are young like yourself, who are in the quandary or in the verge of they don't know what to follow, the path they should pursue? Coming from a young person like yourself, what would you advise to the new generation, the millennials?
To me, life doesn't really have to be set out. It's not a straight path. Sometimes you'll fall, you'll face rejection the same way I have. And at the end of the day, I don't know what I want to become in the next 3 months. Whatever opportunities there are, take them, and just it may not be the path that you planned in the first place, but it will be the path that is meant for you. So just keep going. Just if you were looking for a job, just keep applying, because all it really needs, or all it really takes, is for one employer to say yes. So that's a little bit of an advice.
Okay, then what do you tell yourself when you wake up in the morning and you look at the mirror? What the first thing that comes to mind, and what do you tell yourself?
It's just a very simple phrase. Here we go. Hingang malalim, here we go. And then labas ng kwarto, after maligo, go to university and face the day.
We have a good question here, and that's awesome. We have a good question here from one of my audience, the PM. How to be you po? How to be you daw? That's a good question. Thank you.
Hindi ko rin po alam, because I think with the mindset that I have, it's always been a dream of mine to study law. Bata pa lang po ako, I knew I wanted to be a lawyer. I wanted to speak in front of the public. And now that I'm doing that, now that I'm living the dream I had 5-6 years ago, I don't really see it as much of a chore than it is a privilege, because it is a privilege. An education as good as Brookes doesn't come by every day. So you need to make the best of it, make the most friends. It's the only time that you ever are surrounded by people from different areas of the world, different perspectives. So get to know them, get to know their stories. It's very exciting once they do tell you theirs.
And well said, and amen to that. Now, with all the things that you have done, what are the other things you want to accomplish aside from being a Philippine president? And of course, but you were born here, so that's easy. You could always get a dual citizenship if you're not yet, and you could just denounce your UK citizenship or your Qatar citizenship, and that's easy. That we can talk about that when the time comes. That's easy, but at least there's no hurdle for you to run, because you have to be naturalized, or you need to be naturally born Filipino to run for president. And I think that hurdle is out of the question now. Now, yung ginagawa mo, what are the immediate things na nakikita mong panggagawin mo?
Well, in a few months' time, I will be graduating, so that's something I'm really looking forward to. And also, just traveling Europe. I also see myself working for a firm. What that is, I don't know yet. But again, just taking things day by day. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to a great summer in the UK.
Okay, and then are you planning to go to visit mom and dad too, and your sisters?
I think they're going to visit me here.
Wow.
They're gonna be here for my graduation, which is really exciting. So, yeah, I think that's it. That's the things I'm looking forward to.
Now, you mentioned that are there many Filipinos in your university?
Sa buong year po namin, sa law school, there's only one other Filipino who could speak Tagalog, and I am really close friends with her.
Okay. Now, did you by chance experience discrimination? Because in my travels to Europe, most of my friends experienced this. And of course, they're American citizen, naturalized, And then, of course, when they go to France, they're not too happy about Americans. They're happy if they're Asians. And then there's some parts that they don't like the Asians. Like in your case, being in that university, and like what you said, it seems like it's not a big community of Filipinos. Have you experienced or even felt being discriminated upon, whether your looks, the pattern you're speaking, or you were embraced and accepted right away?
I didn't really experience discrimination here. In fact, I really felt welcomed. Um, and again, I think it's just the way you treat people here that matters. Because we're a very international university, so a lot of people do come from other countries, and it's always about, would you be able to treat people the way you would like to be treated? And again, going back to representation, the way you treat people now will, in my case, how I would treat people would be what their perception would be pagdating sa iba pang mga Filipino. Would I be friendly with them? Kung mabait ako sa kanila, then they will have that notion in the future. So yeah, I don't think I have faced any sort of discrimination, but if that does come to the case, I will be speaking out. I'm not one to be silent.
Good. And what you do, you bring your trophies with you and you slap them. Like, alam mo ba paano kahirap maging back-to-back? Alam mo ba how hard this is? Do you see this name? This is already in history. And if you, this is how I look at people. When people would say negative things about people, whether our culture, I would say, look at the mirror and see what you have accomplished. Now, if you are even close to what I have accomplished, then you have the right. But if not, work on yourself before you taunt us or discriminate against any culture. Because at the end of the day, this, maybe you heard this already, all these people, the bullies and all these people saying bad things about other people, whether community or whether culture, it's a reflection of their reality. Their miserable life, they have miserable life, and they want you to be miserable as well. And I really, really enjoy the mere fact that you really are well grounded. And again, I go back to your parents, not only your mom and dad, but also to your clan, the Ocfemia as well as the Mendoza. I think these are the influences that make you the well-rounded person at such a young age. So kudos to your mom, your dad, your aunts, your cousins, and your two sisters. I think you are in the verge of being the birds of greatness moving forward, because you have already accomplished so much in this span of time. Imagine 2021, you already have done this, and you have proven already time and time again it can be done. And you're so proud of your roots, and that's really which is so amazing, because we kind of brush on that earlier, or we kind of touch on that earlier, that some people they try to forget their humble beginnings or their roots. But here you are, you're so proud of that. The mere fact that you're talking Tagalog about it, and there's no twang, and you didn't even do the British accent. It's just amazing. And I am so in awe. I'm becoming a fan now. I'm gonna watch your path to greatness, because I think now we're friends on Facebook. I'm gonna really look at your accomplishment, and one of these days, either I'm gonna do a show in Doha, Qatar. I will definitely hook up and find your parents so I could shake their hands and hug your mom, because the mere fact that you are who you are now, it's just a reflection of your parents. And kudos to both of them, because they did a fantastic job. And imagine if you are like that now, imagine what you would be in the future. So that you have to be grateful to your parents for being such great parents, and like your dad being, I like when you mentioned earlier that they said just study hard, don't worry about finances. That is already a gift that all kids, all children would like to hear from their parents, because a lot of times, regardless of the culture, one of the challenges, like going to a university where there's always low-end funds, and you have to worry about where the next money for tuition and all that, and just amazing. Now, that being said, I need you to have your message to your supporters, to your friends, to other people aside from your family. What can you tell them? And voice of encouragement, voice of inspiration, or words of inspiration. I'm giving you the floor now to tell the world who's maybe going through some challenges, and what is your message to the world?
So hello po sa mga lahat ng nanonood, to all of my supporters, sa akin pong pamilya, sa Bicol, at saka po sa Pampanga. Maraming salamat po. I could feel your support from thousands of kilometers away. Ang message ko lang po, Filipinos are a really a tough breed. We have discipline, we put education above all else, and dapat ganun lang po. There will be challenges, but again, kakayanin po yan. Don't overexert yourself too much. Just keep going, and again po, maraming salamat po sa mga suporta ninyo. I'm in awe, and I'm very much grateful, so thank you very much. Sa aking mga tito at saka sa aking mga tito at saka mga tita, sa aking pong mga teachers, my community sa Qatar and in the UK. Thank you po.
Grabe, and that's the thing that I like about you. You're very grateful. Diba? It's not kasi some of the young people that I encounter sometimes, in my walk in life, it's always me, myself, and I. And I didn't hear that. It's always you're giving, you're crediting other people for your successes, and I'm hoping and I will pray that you will not lose that, because that is important. That would be your tools, your success keys for you to be more successful and accomplish more. And with that, maraming salamat. See, almost 2 hours. I told you, we started here in Manila. We started at anong oras ba? It's almost 2 o'clock here. So yeah, it's 1:54. We started at 12 noon. Diba? Ang sarap. Parang wala lang. I mean, and then I know the nuggets of wisdom that you shared with us. And of course, the things that you have accomplished are very inspiring and motivational. Not only to myself, but I know all our listeners, viewers. And I know some people are texting. Some people are texting, sana siya na lang ang anak ko. At ako, Openg and Medi, it's so weird. Sabi ng iba, gustong adapin na tong anak mo. Sana siya na lang yung anak ko, or sana siya maging anak ko. Tapos yung iba naman sabi niya, please give my number to him para irereto ko siya sa anak ko. Hala, dumami admirers. Okay, they want to know your social media where they could follow you. Okay, let's start first. Let's start with your Facebook page. If they want to follow you because they are so amazed of, and they want to, not naman stalk, but they want to know more about your life and what's happening with your activities. Alam mo, to be honest po, to our audience, our viewers, it is such fun to go through the Facebook of Kel or of Romeo, and then of course matay up mo na yung 2 sisters niya, matay up mo na si Medi, matay up mo na si Openg or yung dad niya, si Junior. It's nakakatawa makita mo talaga how they love each other, because nagdo-duplicate yung mga pictures. Kung nakikita mo kay Medi, makikita mo rin kay Romeo Jr., makikita mo rin doon sa kids. So parang it's a collage of things, and makikita mo talaga the love that they have for each other. Talagang makita ko, Medi, I have to tell this, mas maraming picture si ikaw ni kay Romeo Jr. Ang daming picture ni Romeo Jr. Nakita talaga na in love si Mami Medi kay Romeo Jr. Si Romeo hindi masyadong marami. So I have to research, hanapin yung pictures ni mama mo. But kidding aside, I am amazed. Maraming salamat talaga for for having a son like him. I can't wait to talk to your other sisters in the future. Definitely si Denise at saka si Angela. We'll put them on the spot as well. And of course, I already in my research, I reserved some of the videos already on the speeding competition or the the figure skating competition of Denise's. And I want to know more about Angela, because these are the family that we really need to promote. This is a good example of a Filipino family living outside of the Philippines and doing so well. And again, in honor to your parents, honor to your clan, the Mendoza, as well as to Ocfemia. Maraming salamat for bringing such a young, intelligent, very outspoken, and very intelligent young man as well. And good looking at that, thanks to the genes of mom and dad. And let's see, bago tayo let's see. Sabi ni Romeo Jr., your dad, si Ope, you're most welcome in Qatar, Kuya Josh. Be our guest and experience Filipino mix with Arabic hospitality. I will definitely will call you on that for sure. I can't wait to shake your hands for raising such good kids. Si Cathy Malonzo Landicho, sabi niya, hello Kiel, congrats. Si Medi Mendoza, sabi niya, thank you so much, Josh Andowitt. No, thank you so much as well for allowing 2 hours of Kiel's time being in UK. I think it's so early in there, right? Too early?
Yes po, I think it's 5 or 4 when we started, but I've enjoyed my time here po. I didn't really mind
well,
it.
I'm glad. And let's do part 2 with you singing naman. I have videos of that too. Para naman nila, hindi ka very serious naman. You have the fun side. And again, this guy can sing. Among your 2 sisters, or between your 2 sisters, sino pa pwedeng kumanta? You mentioned, I think it's Denise?
Pati po si Angel kumakanta, but my duets are mostly with Denise.
Yeah, dahil yung nakita ko Kalang parang, not to hurt any of your sister, nahirapan ako to distinguish. They're so pretty pero may hawig, di ba?
Opo, yun nga po sabi nila, sometimes na pagkakamalang si Denise yung mas matanda kasi she's taller than my
Yeah, kasi when I was doing like the videos, sabi ko, teka muna, nami-mismatch ko si Denise at saka, so ano ba to? Magkamukha sila. And they're both pretty. Not to say they're not. They're both pretty. Magkamukha sila. Talagang ang galing ng genes ng tatay at nanay mo talaga. That I have to agree. And you should be very, very thankful. Naku, buti na lang maganda genes ng parents mo. And the brain, the brain cell is there too as well. Sabi ni Jesselyn Giles or Gillis, 6 na po ng umaga. Congrats. So definitely I had the best time as well. All the guests so far, and you're one of those that I will never forget, because you're very articulate, you're very intelligent, you know exactly what your plans in the future, you know how to get it. You're a go-getter, and that is such a refreshing thing to hear from such a young person like yourself. And with that, maraming salamat for your time. I will let you go soon, but we will close the show, but I need to chit-chat to you a little bit more offline. Then we'll talk more. And then, but I need to close na the show because ayoko naman silang magto 2 hours na tayo. Actually, it's 2 hours na. Grabe. I really enjoyed it. That being said, maraming salamat for everybody who had tuned in, and those are Team Replay as well as Team Share. Thank you so much for all the numbers that you are giving us, and for all the support that you are giving not only the show but also my show for tomorrow. Tomorrow we're live again. It's Dear Kuya Josh as always. With a different time zone again. It's in the States. It's going to be 10 p.m. Pacific daylight time, and in the Philippines hindi na po 2 o'clock. It's going to be 1 o'clock. We have a brand new letter that we'll be discussing. It's really kind of fun, and I wish you guys could watch again that show, because we need all the advice. It's those who are new on this show and who are watching us. It's a letter writing po. They write letters and we discuss that on air, and then not only do I give advice, opinion, as well as comments, and it's interactive. I read your comments too, and the debate, the mooting is really nice. And one of these days, I'm going to invite Kel to co-host too, because it's nice to hear it from a different perspective, and we'll work in that schedule, especially if the letter sender talks about problems of young generation, which hindi na po ako young part of the young generation. I could be young at heart, but not by age. And that being said, maraming salamat for tuning in. I really had the best time. Of course, Romeo, it was congratulations for all your achievements. I wish you all the best moving forward. I will pray for more blessings for you and your family. It is such a pleasure, such a breeze, such a inspiration and motivation that I was able to get to know you. So maraming salamat for your time. And that being said, like what I always tell people every time I close my show, be kind. You can never go wrong with kindness. And any act, and I'll share that with you in the future once everything is done and settled, any act of kindness that you show or do to other people, it is practically guaranteed. It will come back to you in so many ways, in different times, in different situations, with different people. Ako, Nancy, maraming salamat. Sabi ni Nancy Quisia Young, what a great interview. Brilliant, proud moments. Nako, maraming salamat po. It would not have been possible without the good Lord as our guide, and definitely with a very brilliant guest today, and such a young person. That is, sabi ni Nancy, it's 9 a.m. here in Doha, Qatar. Grabe. Enjoy guys, whatever is left of the weekend. Maraming salamat. I will see you. Hopefully you guys could tune in tomorrow again. It will be posted anyway. It's every Friday, Saturday in the States. In other countries, it depends on your time zone and also where you are at. And it's a global show. And definitely, I will give Romeo a copy of the show so he could share it with the other people. And those latecomers or people who want to replay the show in its entirety, it will be part of the archive on our YouTube channel of PHLV Radio, and it's up for you to I think one of the shows that you need to replay and watch over and over again is the brilliance of this guy, of Romeo, and again, it is amazing how this guy was able to achieve so much in such a short period of time. Imagine back to back, and of course winning the national speed mooting competition, being the grand champion. And not to forget, he's proud to be Filipino. So proud to our lahi, proud to our culture. At with that, maraming salamat. God bless us all. And you guys enjoy the rest of the weekend, and God bless us all. Goodbye everybody. Goodbye, Kel.
Goodbye po.
Goodbye everybody.
Just like a friend from back home. This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.